Hey, it's Kim Commando Today, your daily podcast to keep you up to date with all things digital and beyond. And I'd love to have you be a part of our podcast. You can make an appointment to speak with me. Just head over to commando.com, and on the top right, there's a button that says Email Kim. Fill that out, and that's it. So how would you like to have some free money? Free money.
Of course. Who doesn't want free money?
I mean, okay. Well, there's a glitch at Chase Bank, which I'm sure that they've fixed by now. But you know what I'm talking about. Okay.
Yeah.
People are writing themselves fake checks and then depositing it and then taking out the money.
And they're posting to social media when they wake up the next morning, and their bank account is negative $33,000. And they're whining and complaining that Chase actually wants their money back after you stole it from them.
Would you believe? I'll tell you, that just does not make sense. Oh, we're just starting out on a roll today, folks, because after all, it's Kim Commando Today. It's your fun podcast about all things digital. And join me, as always, is Andrew Babinski. Hi there, Andrew.
Hi, Kim. How are you?
I'm good. So what do you have for us today?
We're going to talk about Facebook and Google and Amazon and the fact that we may have proof that they're listening to you through all your devices.
Dum, 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 dum.
It's always been speculated, but we may have proof now.
Did you like that sound effect?
I did. Did you license that, or was that part of the media library we have here at Kim Commando Today?
No, when we start getting sponsors, we're going to have like real sound effects. Until then, you and I we just have to make them up as
They're
we
all
go.
homemade.
All right. Hey, listen, don't forget to do what?
You got to like, comment, and subscribe. We appreciate everyone that is. We are building subscribers to the YouTube page every single show. It's phenomenal. But if you can help us out, because as Kim always says, big tech has their big tech algorithm, and we like to manipulate and trick that algorithm into actually thinking people like watching this show. And you can do that just liking us, subscribing, and dropping a comment. But if you do subscribe, when we post new shows, when we go live with the Kim Commando Today podcast, or when we post videos that are reels and stuff like that.
And don't forget to enter to win the brand new iPhone 16. Whoa, yes. Now, here's the address. You have to go to winfromkim.com. Okay. It's not win at Kim, win with, whatever it is. I mean, like people are going, so what's that address again, Kim Commando? It's winfromkim.com. Okay, one more time, winfromkim.com. Brand new iPhone 16 valued at up to 1,500 buckaroos, and you can get it absolutely free. But you do have to enter to win. No purchase necessary at winfromkim.com. Yeah. All right, later on, I'm going to be talking about the best day of the week and the best day that you should be buying your airline tickets for the holidays.
Okay.
Yes, I said the holidays. Can you believe it? Oh, my gosh. And also I have a fabulous video at the end. It's a robot, not robot. It's a robot that can actually give you a hug when you're lonely. Yes.
All
really
right.
Amazing. So if you're listening to the audio version of this podcast, hey, we are so glad that you're doing that. And a big shout out goes to Whitney because she loves the Kim Commando Today podcast. She actually stopped me on the street and she said, Kim, my husband and I love the podcast. She did. Honest to goodness. They listen all the time.
You lie so many times about people stopping and asking you questions. How am I? This is the girl who cried wolf. How am I supposed to believe this Whitney character even exists?
No, people do. They stop me all the time. They say, Kim, how are you so knowledgeable about so many things?
Now I know. Now I've found the hallmark to not believe this story.
All right, let's talk about some things that are happening in the techverse that you need to know about. Number one, we all know about sextortion scams, right? I mean, that's when you get an email, a text, whatever it may be, and they say, we saw you doing something nasty in front of your webcam, and we recorded that video, and we're going to send it out to all of your family members and friends unless you pay us in Bitcoin that you have to go to the ATM for, or you can do it some other way. Send us a couple of $1,000s in Amazon gift cards. So now there's a new twist to this. This is really diabolical. What they do now is they're going to send you a picture of your house, okay, that they've taken off of Google Maps. And they say, I suggest that you read this message carefully, take a moment to breathe and analyze it because I know a lot about you. By the way, nice location for your house. I really like the color of the front door. And I don't know if people know exactly what you're doing on the inside, but we do because we put malware onto your computer and we need you to pay us. So people are freaking out because they're thinking like, now the stalkers and the scammers, they know exactly where I live.
But if they had this video, they wouldn't post a Google Maps or image of my home. They would post a screenshot from the video that they're threatening to release of me.
Exactly. So if you get some type of email or text with a picture of your front door, your house saying like, ho, 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 we got at you on your webcam doing some nasty stuff, is that it's just another scammer to get some money.
That unfortunately works way too many times.
It does. It does. Have you ever used Canva?
Yeah, I use it all the time.
I love Canva. They jacked up their price by 316%.
They did. They did. And I read that they said because of our amazing AI technology, the price increase is minimal because of what you're getting in return. No, it's not. I've used Canva's AI. It's fine. It's not as good as Meta's. It's fine. No. When it comes to image creation, you introduced me to the Meta AI. I absolutely love it. I use it probably every other day. I wouldn't pay 3 times the amount of money just because I'm getting the Canva AI image creator.
It's not 3 times, 316%.
Well, isn't that 3 times, 3.1 6 times or whatever?
It went up from, well, yeah, I guess it did. There's also a 40% discount, though, if you sign up for a year.
Can I get a 400% discount?
No, not really.
All right.
But Canva usually makes press releases when they increase their prices. But guess what? This time they didn't. They just emailed everybody.
Well, because that number is pretty huge.
It is. So NFL stadiums, when's the last time you've been in one?
Oh, it's actually not been since 2019. But I'm going to a Cardinals game in 2 weeks.
Oh, you'll have to take some pictures if they're using Amazon's Just Walk Out technology.
Okay.
You just tap or insert a credit card when you go grab what you want to eat, and then when you leave, it's automatically charged. The Lumen Field in Seattle, Washington, where the program rolled out in 2022, get this, using Amazon's walked out technology, meaning like you could just pick up a hat, a shirt, whatever it is, and then it's just automatically charged to your Amazon account. Vendors reported 85% more transactions per game. Wow. Isn't that something?
Because you don't have to wait on the line.
Exactly. And total sales increased 112%.
Now, I've used this technology because I know the NFL is rolling it out this year, but the local NBA team, the Phoenix Suns, they have multiple shops inside the arena that you scan your card, you walk in, you grab the 4 or 5 things that you want, and you walk out and you get charged. But what's interesting, which I thought was very interesting, is there's people still there. There's people still running it. It's not completely automated.
Do you think they're there to help out, or do you think they're there just in case the technology doesn't work and they need to charge?
I'm wondering if that's the case, where if you have any issues running the card, but I don't need any help pulling 2 beers off of a shelf and a bag of peanuts. I got it. I can handle it.
Yeah, that's for sure. All right, Tesla. This is wild. When a Tesla is in Sentry mode, what happens is the onboard cameras capture what's happening all around the car whenever there's sound or movement detected. So police know that to get the footage, they're going to have to access the USB drive in the glove box. And so if the owner is missing in action, the cops get a search warrant and then they tow the EV for evidence.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Just because it's
there
in
goes
that
your
mode?
car. Yes.
Can you turn this mode off to avoid this?
I'm sure you can, but it's on by default.
Yeah, of course, everything.
And I'll tell you, if you haven't used your your car's app, it's really something. So we went away for Labor Day weekend, and I parked my car in the yacht club parking lot. Okay. And so we are like just maybe 20 minutes outside of Santa Barbara, like heading towards Ventura. And suddenly my phone goes off and says, tow alert, tow alert, tow alert on my G-Wagon. And so there's one thing about a G-Wagon, you can't tow this thing. It's like 6,500 pounds. I mean,
Oh, wow.
it's like untowable. And so I'm like, I wonder what's going on. So then I opened the app, and it was really amazing to me. I've never really looked at this app.
Sure.
Because I had, so then I go in there. Boy, there are so many things that you can do. I could put the car in valet mode, which means basically it won't go over 25 miles per hour.
Okay.
If the car ventures out more than 2 miles, I would get an alert. I can open the windows, lock the windows, start the car. I mean, really something.
Well, you're missing the headline though. Why? What was the tow alert about? What was happening?
I think somebody just bumped into the car. That's what I think.
And it thought it was being towed?
I don't know what that was. I'm not really sure. Probably some glitch. I'm using iOS 18.
Okay.
So I don't know. Sometimes it doesn't always work well with other apps because they're still like working out different things. But my theory is like somebody just like maybe brushed up against it. Maybe, I don't know. Just kind of a weird thing. Public parking lot. Who knows? All right. And finally we're going to have a pity party. Are you ready?
Yes.
We're all going to be sorry for Peloton's former billionaire CEO.
Aww.
He says he's broke.
Oh, no.
And he's lost almost all his money. This is hard for me to report, really.
What did he do with it?
He had to sell his Hamptons mansion for $51 million.
Well, he should have the proceeds from that sale, so he's not broke.
No, he also had to sell I don't know how he's living. He had to sell his Manhattan penthouse for $35.5 million, too.
I'm kind of turning on the pity here because we're up to $80 million in real estate that he's moving.
So he said he's got a new job. He's starting a new company peddling rugs online. Okay. Rugs online.
I love that description. Peddling rugs.
That's right. And don't you know, it's like these like stupid expensive rugs that you're going to have to pay for by the month.
He's putting a service fee on the monthly rental fee on the rugs?
I'm sure he is. That's exactly what he did on the whole Peloton thing, the $3,000 treadmill, the $500 bike it's $500 now. It was $2,500 when it first came out. So he's, like you said, like he's peddling rugs, or I said he's peddling rugs right now instead of exercise bikes.
Tough economy right now. The best time to start a company that sells overpriced rugs
is now. I mean, and we're with you. We're with you on your new venture. And we're sorry that you had to sell $80 million worth of real estate in order to pay the bills. This is, times are tough. Sometimes you just have to clamp down.
He should start a GoFundMe. Because, I mean, after hearing that sob story, there's going to be so many people out there that are going to want to help out.
Wonder if he's got like a used Rolex laying around.
You want to buy it?
Sure. Get a good deal. Hey, it's Kim Commando today. It's your fun podcast about all things digital. And yes, people stop me on the street all the time and they say, Kim, is this the Kim Commando show? And I say, oh, no, but thank you for asking. I mean, I was on the golf course yesterday and the ranger came Okay, I can't even say it.
Where'd you get the name Whitney? You mentioned a Whitney in the last segment.
It's Eli and Whitney. You know what? They are real people. They are real people.
Oh.
And you know what? I'm going to get a video. Next time I see Whitney, I'm going to have Whitney, I'm going to record her saying things about how she really did say that they listen to the podcast every single time. So, because she's a real person.
I'm not
she
saying,
is.
She may be
she's
a real
lovely
person.
Too.
I'm sure she's lovely. But there's no way that every single week she's asking you the same question of what's the difference between the Kim Commando Today podcast and the Kim Commando show.
She did not ask that. You weren't listening. She just said, how can you be so incredibly funny and wonderful every Kim Commando Today podcast?
I can't wait.
Okay?
Can't wait for this video.
All right, but if you're looking for the Kim Commando Show podcast, that is brand new to podcast land. I know we're a little late to the game. So wherever you get your podcast, you can search for Commando with a K, of course. All right, so I was talking about maybe going to Chile to do some hiking.
Okay.
And all of a sudden, when I went on my phone, guess what I saw?
Hiking boots?
And yes, and adventure trips to Chile and Patagonia and how wonderful it is. And you're going to have such a great time. And I thought to myself, wow, what a coincidence. I mean,
It's not. It's not a coincidence.
I know it's not.
And we
I
all
know it's
knew.
not.
We all knew. I did the same thing when during the pandemic, we took our phones and we set them on the table. And then we just had a conversation and said the words hot tub like 6,400 times. And we had a fake conversation about buying a hot tub just to test. And sure, I was about to curse right there. Sure enough, get on my phone and the ads on web pages and the ads in social media apps were all trying to sell me a hot tub. Well, there was a leaked document. It was a deck that a company called Cox Media Group, I'm sure you've heard of them,
Yeah,
uses.
that's not the same as Cox. That's not Cox
That's
Internet.
Communications, correct.
Right.
It's the media group. And they have this deck, which they use to pitch other companies to buy their marketing technology. They boast that Google, Amazon, and Meta are all their partners. And what they're selling is their voice AI technology that through their devices, any device that has a microphone, they listen to every single word that's being said. Artificial intelligence catalogs it. Artificial intelligence then puts that up against the behavioral data they've already collected you from other ways, puts it all together so that companies know how to market us the best way possible. Facebook saw this leaked deck that was out, and they immediately took Cox Media Group off of their partnership list. Like we're supposed to believe that they had no idea that this was happening in the past, and they're just learning about it today, and they're going to research their relationship. But the proof is in the pudding. The facts are out there. The documents have been leaked. Your phone is listening to you. Your TV is listening to you. Probably your blender is listening to you. And it's using that information to sell you things.
Now, this is not the first time that this deck has surfaced.
Oh, isn't
This is a story that I first reported on probably about a year and a half ago. But for some reason, it's making the rounds again, as if it was new, which leads me to believe that the year and a half ago when they said, oh, we don't know anything about this, okay, that all of a sudden it's like, they're still doing it.
Of course
they're still
they
doing
are.
it. They're making too much money.
So how do we stop them?
You can turn off your microphone. You go into your settings, privacy and security, and your app permissions, and you can turn off the mic. But that doesn't mean that other apps are not listening. See, yeah, I mean, here's the deal.
Or the device itself.
Exactly. And so, like, for example, Facebook. Okay. So you say something, and of course, you're going to see Facebook ads about everything. Facebook actually said that they get data from 48,000 different entities. 48,000. I mean, think about that. It's all feeding data to them about you, Andrew Babinski, 48,000 different companies. So it could be like some rogue app that you put on your phone and you never read the terms and conditions because we never read the terms and conditions. And then all of a sudden it's like it's listening to everything that you say. And then sending off to who knows who. I mean, so all these apps that you get that you're free, remember that you are the product. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's how they're making their money. It's just like with TVs. We've talked about that here, like Vizio TVs. I mean, they make more money selling data than they do actually TVs. And Amazon, they thought that they were going to be making a lot more money with all these Echo devices. And that's why basically, for you to buy an Echo Dot speaker for $10, okay.
Well, now they're slapping a subscription on there.
$5 to $10 to have the enhanced Alexa, enhanced, because she's going to be a lot better for you. It's going to be amazing.
I was actually thinking about this on Thursday. My children, the way we do it is during dinner while we're eating, they get their screen time. And then after we're done eating, that's when we play games and we hang out and we talk, we go outside, whatever. So it's kind of reverse of most families.
I was going to say that's a little bit of a reverse.
Yeah,
but that's okay.
That's how we like to roll. And my daughter was eating and she saw an app and she wanted to get it. And I was like, oh, sure, whatever. It's free. So I hit download and the screen pops up. Now, this is a 6-year-old sitting on an iPad. The game pops up and the terms and conditions were there. And she hit accept. How is that legal? How is there any standing in that? We're a 6-year-old.
Well, they don't. I mean, they can't depend upon an adult to come hit tap. I mean, she's 6. She's smart. She knows hit accept because she knows if she doesn't hit accept, she's not going to play the game.
But that's the thing. All of this, the fact that they get to listen to us 24/7, every single word that we said, and they put it in a database and they're going to hold it against you until the day you die, was all because a 6-year-old wanted to play a meowing kitten keyboard game.
That was it. Speaking of listening, right before I came to do the show, Barry said to me, do you even listen to me? And I looked at him and I said, that is a strange way to start a conversation. Get it?
Yes, I get it.
You want me to explain it to you?
No, I get it.
Okay, so Whitney said to me, kidding.
There is no Whitney. I'm convinced
there is a Whitney. I am going to get Whitney to do a video. Hey, it's Kim Commando today. It's your fun podcast about all things digital. Just a reminder, this podcast drops every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And we also give you a little bit of a sample of the Kim Commando show during the week. And so just a quick reminder that if you want to get those 2 podcasts and also our daily tech update, which is growing like crazy.
Nice.
Just search for just search for Commando with a K wherever you get your podcast. Are we close to having 100,000 subscribers here on YouTube?
I texted you, when was that, Friday? That we passed the 90,000 mark? And I think we may be 100 away from 91,000 now, just over the week.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Because then we get this great plaque, this big certificate that you can buy on eBay.
For $60.
For $60.
And I told you, I was like, I didn't care about this plaque at all until I found out about it 2 weeks ago. Now I absolutely want to see it. I want to earn it. I want to win it.
Yes. So do we have to say subscribe so that lights up?
Yeah, we have to. Is that what we say, Maddie? We say subscribe? Say hit the subscribe button.
Hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button.
There we go. Now it just lit
go
up.
ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh.
Help us
just
out.
Hit the subscribe button.
I think someone just hit it. I appreciate that.
And for all of you who didn't, you know what? We depended on you, and you heard us. You did.
Just do it now.
All right. So what's going on with the whole Taylor Swift, Travis thing?
Can I pull back the curtain a little bit on this show and how it works? We do the show every single Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We've now moved times. We're now, 7 o'clock on the East Coast, 4 o'clock in the West. And every single morning, I get up, I pull up my my apps and my resources to look for interesting stories about technology. And I try to get 4 or 5 things that I then send to Maddie. And for some reason, I send it to Maddie and she sends it to you. I don't know. I don't send it directly to you, whatever. That doesn't matter.
You should probably just send it to me.
Okay.
That's okay.
That's fair. We don't have to work out through that live on the podcast. And I had a couple of choices this morning. And then I get a text message back from Maddie saying, this is your story. And I click on it. And it's about Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift breaking up.
No, it's fake news.
I understand. But of all the stories, why do you think I am interested in Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift breaking up? And this is what happened. On Reddit, somebody's cousin's sister's mother took a picture of some lady named Emily's desk. And sitting on this desk was this manifesto, this thick document about how they are going to, on September 24th, handle the media frenzy of Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift breaking up. The plan is pretty simple. They're going to break up and announce it through the media. They're going to go to reliable media sources like ESPN and Sports Illustrated. And they're going to focus on the fact that it's a mutual breakup and that Travis is going to focus on his $100 million podcast and his $50 million NFL player. Yeah, yes?
Okay. Whoever is making the decision at Amazon to spend $100 million on a podcast, you can have us for 20. I'm just saying. Okay, now continue.
You're right. Thank
continue.
you. Well, I appreciate that. And so this was going wildfire. And what was interesting is a lot of the comments and the people, the conversations around it was like, good. I'm glad they're breaking up because then Taylor will make a new album. Well, it turns out none of it is real. It's completely fake. The PR company that was supposed to be from has come out and finally ended their silence. And the fact that this is, and you could look, I mean, if you looked at it, just take one picture. It's New Times Roman. Like it's literally someone just hit print on Microsoft Word and came up with this manifesto. But they're saying it's not real and it went viral and Travis and Taylor are still happily together.
Oh, thank God. I was really worried about them.
Were you?
When I saw that. I thought, oh, I hope they don't break up. I don't, do you know what Taylor Swift's password is to her computer?
No,
but
I'm sure the punchline is written on the iPad you keep glancing down at.
I knew you were trouble when you logged in.
God.
Is that a bad one?
It's awful.
That wasn't that bad.
Your good ones are the ones that are the snipers, the ones that come out of nowhere, that have no idea they're one of your cheesy jokes. Those are the best ones. I can look in your eyes.
Trying.
You're halfway across the country, and I can still see in your eyes.
I'm not halfway I'm an hour away from Phoenix. Gosh. Oh, you're halfway around the world, and I can still tell a bad joke's going to be coming. Just gonna, yeah, you are so. You know what? You are so full of it. You are. You just like spout this stuff up, like all of a sudden, like you think it's funny, and you think you're so smart.
I knew you were trouble when you logged in.
Hey, it's Kim Commando today. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and leave us a few comments. We read every single one that you send. And just a quick reminder, if you have not already, make sure that you go over to winfromkim.com. You could win a brand new iPhone 16. No purchase required. No purchase required at all. Winfromkim.com. Winfromkim.com. Now, I will tell you that Joe, my friend in Santa Barbara, did tell me that she entered to win the new iPhone 16.
Is she eligible?
She's just a friend.
Okay. All right.
I mean, she's not like an employee.
I'm just saying.
It would be kind of weird if she won.
It's a little insider trading here. It would be a big coincidence.
Joe in Santa Barbara. Well, she dropped her phone in the tank. And I said, what's the tank? She looked at me like, the ocean. I was like, oh, okay. Never heard it called the tank.
Never, me either. Never.
So I'm like, what? I was thinking like the toilet?
Yeah,
the tank,
that's what I thought.
You know?
What are you doing with your phone in the toilet tank? So are you going to make sure that she wins? Fix the whole thing?
No.
I mean,
can't do
that could be a scandal. It could get us a lot of attention.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people would love that. Winfromkim.com. Once again, winfromkim.com. Sorry, Joe.
Now you're guaranteed you're not going to win.
All right, so I counted it up. I have been to 36 different countries.
Okay.
36 different countries. And then pretty soon I'm going to be going to a whole bunch more. I'm planning a trip. Did I tell you this? The trip I'm planning?
No.
I'm planning a trip to go from Athens to Cairo, to Rwanda, to the Seychelles, to the Serengeti, then over to Victoria Falls, and then Johannesburg.
So
and starting in London.
I'm really bad at geography. First, when you said Athens, I thought you were talking about Georgia. Are all these places like in a row? Like, will you be able to knock them out really fast? Or is this like you're going to be gone for like a month and a half?
No, I'm gone for a couple weeks.
Okay.
Couple weeks. So when you start booking travel like this, it's like how ahead do you need to book your flights? And so as we get into the holidays, the holidays.
They are here.
I know. It's like
everything is
crazy.
pumpkin spice flavored now because it's the holiday season.
Google says that you're going to pay the lowest if you book 71 days before departure. 71 days before departure. The typical low price range is 54 to 78 days before takeoff. So the reason why I bring this up is Thanksgiving this year falls on November 28th. And so if you want to buy your tickets, you have to purchase between September 11th and October 5th. But if you're going to go by the 71-day rule by Google, that's September 18th. Now, Christmas, let's say you want to get there December 20th. You have to buy your tickets October 3rd to the 27th or October 10th if you want to believe Google. But rules of thumb, you always want to travel on a Wednesday. That's the lowest price day. And you always want to get the earliest flight that you can. Because this way, if your flight gets canceled, you have a greater odds of getting your butt out of that airport someplace else. And then Google Flights has something called the lowest price guarantee. And so if you buy your tickets through Google and it says price guarantee, what that means is that if the price drops within a few days, that you can get your money back.
So now, at what point am I going to screw myself if I wait for 35 days? Is that too late? 25 days?
Well, it really depends on where you're going.
Or
if
the
it's
other
a big
way.
Airport,
90 days. Am I hurting myself if I book 90 days out and not in that sweet spot of the 70 days?
well, what you want to do is go to Google Flights.
Okay.
And then you put in wherever you want to go. And then there's this little chart that you can like go back and forth so you can see like what the price is. And then they do a little bit of like projections on what that price is.
Okay.
And so I always use Google Flights because it's always the easiest place to start out as far as like how can I get from point A to point B in the fewest hours, the lowest number of stops, and what kind of price can I get? And then I go over to the airline's website. And then some people actually say that if you do all your airline shopping like on a VPN, you might get a lower price because then they don't know that you've already been shopping around. And then other people say that if they know that you're shopping around, you're going to get lowest price. It's kind of like buying a car. I mean, it's like you see that sticker price and you know that somebody's going to pay over sticker, but you want to be that person who's paying under sticker.
All right. 71 days. That's the number we have to remember.
That's what it is.
Awesome.
Okay. So OpenAI has released their version of a robot. Now, if you don't know what OpenAI is, they're the whole company behind ChatGPT.
Right.
And so if you are listening to the audio version of this podcast, thank you, Whitney and Eli, is that you can actually go over to youtube.com/KimCommando, and then you can see the video that we're about ready to show. And Andrew's going to do his best play-by-play action. So I want you to look at this video and tell me if you wouldn't mind having this guy or gal in your home.
Okay. It's a robot. It looks like a mannequin. It's a gray and black mannequin that obviously is a robot. It moves like a stereotypical robot from like the 1970s. Like that is not fluid movement. Hands a backpack.
It's pretty darn good, though.
It's still pretty clunky, but he handed a backpack to a woman and she walked away. And now it's looking at its hands and calling her back. And they're going to do a side hug. And then he waves goodbye.
What do you think?
I want to know what it can do.
I think that thing's going to be able to do anything. Fold laundry. Oh, thank you. Wash the floors. Yes.
Right away? Right out the box?
Well, out of the box, I think we're talking about like somebody to assist you, maybe to carry packages.
Okay.
To clean the windows, massage your back. I mean, I would like that.
Is it going to be trainable? Are you going to be able to say, hey, this is how I put away the dishes. Ba, 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 ba. Now, next time you get to do it.
Of course.
Nice.
And guess who else is listening?
No one else. It's securely kept to my house with no invasion of my privacy at all.
But see, okay, so the robot gave her a hug.
A side hug,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, but isn't that kind of a weird thing that we are like associating emotions and compassion and friendship to a robot?
But this is marketing. I mean, this is their way of saying not only would this be useful, but it will benefit you emotionally. It will make you happy because your robot called you back to make sure you give it a hug goodbye. I don't hug my toaster before I leave the house. I wouldn't hug my robot either.
You know what? But hugging goes way back. I mean, hugging has been around forever and ever and ever. I mean, it's just a basic human emotion. So I see how that would be worked into like an AI robot. That, I mean, you know, that you'd want to have this hug, right?
But you have
And
a robot in your house, don't you?
Astro, who's dying, he's going to be dead, and I'm actually kind of sad about that. He's dying.
Why?
You don't know that?
No.
Because Amazon came out with this little guy, Astro, and he goes all around the house, and it's really kind of a great thing because when we're not here in Santa Barbara, he patrols. He's on patrol.
Right.
Okay. Patrols the whole house. Well, Amazon said, I guess it's a loser for them. And so if you bought one, they're going to give you a credit back for as much as you paid for this. And this thing was like $2,500.
Okay.
And then it's just going to stop working on September 24th. So I was thinking about maybe I need to have like a little funeral. I mean, it's sad because he's just not going to work anymore.
I'm sorry. I didn't even know that when I brought it up.
Yeah, I don't know why you had to bring that up.
I just wanted to know. Do you hug your Astro?
Okay, but now I'm upset.
Sorry.
Because Astro is going to be dead.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
So sorry.
Astro.
Thank God you're getting your money back.
I know. Otherwise, I've been really pissed off. I'm like, geez, I got $2,500 in this pile of crap sitting right there. And you know what Amazon said?
What?
Recycle responsibly.
Oh, yeah. What are you going to do? Are you going to just stuff that thing in the garage and never think about it again and let it collect dust?
No, I'm sure that there's somebody who's going to hack it. I'm positive that there's somebody who's going to come up with something. I'm going to wait till somebody hacks it and figures out how to keep Astro working for a little bit longer.
Maybe if it's...
I mean, after all.
It's a resurrection then.
He's saving me. Saving me. Okay, can I leave you on a bad joke?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Wouldn't expect anything else.
The ancients spoke of a wise healer who hated to be hugged. That's right. He lived by one rule. Do you know what that rule is?
I don't.
Don't squeeze the shaman.
Anyone who's like 35 or younger,
they don't know what that is.
Right over their head.
I know.
I'm so curious if Maddie got that one. That was a good one, though.
Let me see. Maddie, did you get it?
Kinda. That's a no.
Kinda.
Yeah.
All right. Go tell her to go make a mixtape.
I'll explain it to her after the show.
This program is a copyrighted production of Westar Multimedia Entertainment and protected by the copyright laws. Any rebroadcast or use of this program for commercial, business, economic, or financial purposes without the written permission of Westar Multimedia Entertainment is strictly prohibited.